Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Isaac Umbras, and today we are back in Enthusia Professional Racing, where we are driving the powerful 2-liter GT spec Subaru Legacy. Welcome, great, welcome for Shelby GT, welcome everybody coming in. Hope we all are having a great day. I'm doing alright, a little bit EP today, but that is a-okay, as we are going to be having lots of fun. I think our first race, to start us off, we should do the Dragon Range race. 4-wheel drive versus 4-wheel drive. Legacy versus Skyline on the mountain paths. I think the Skyline may have a slight advantage compared to us. Both of them are around the 280 horsepower range, but we may be able to get it a little bit better. They have the larger displacement turbocharged inline 6 as we have the 2-liter Boxer 4. Seriously, hi, because you need to wake up tomorrow. That is perfectly fine. You have the mountain. You have the mountain pass tomorrow. I'll be rooting for you. Hopefully you do well. Hopefully no upside down or kangaroos on the track. None of that stuff. For the stream, I will. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for stopping by. If I could stop tapping the wall, that'd be great. No wall taps, no wall love taps here. Trying to drive clean. There we go, dive on the inside. Alright, let's see if we can't pull away. They have a lot more power than us. Or at least a lot more acceleration than us on the straights. But we seem to be just a little bit more maneuverable in the corners. The Legacy, well, this generation was not used in rally racing. The previous generations were. And, you know, rally racing is fairly close in terms of theory to toge racing. So, we at least have a little bit of that pedigree here. Yo, welcome, Bloodwolf. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to you. Good, very early morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Right now, we got the Skyline on our inside. Still on the inside. The inside becomes the outside. Until we can get Weasel ahead. Alright. Let's see if we can't pull a little bit of a gap. Not by doing that. Not by doing that. Okay, defend the inside. Make them go on the outside on the bridge. Yeah, they wisely backed out there. We were never gonna make that corner. Okay, come on. Big push now. The main part where the higher power cars really have an advantage is just about over. Welcome, Mr. Midnight. I hope you're doing well. Whoa! Absolute send down the inside. Okay, we need to get back ahead. That was a major send. Welcome, Ranger. Welcome, everybody coming in. We're in a tight battle on the toge with our the R33 Skyline just ahead. Oh, they may have us beat. The track's beginning to open back up. That wild send down the inside of us, pushing us wide. That may have just done it. But I can do it to them as well. Get dunked on, kid. Newton's third law, what comes around goes around. Oh my word. That was a little bit, that was a lot of collisions that race between myself and the Skyline. Just back and forth, constantly sending it on each other. Welcome, Elshoot. Hello, I just want to say, when will we get more semi... Well, so my semi car streams are usually on, like Mondays. And I usually try to put up the schedule Saturday night, Sunday morning, around that time period. Welcome, Mr. Deep. The gutter part has more grip. Yeah, do the gutter runs. You can get just a little bit more turn in. Basically hook the car through. It's quite difficult to do that though on the Dragon Range mountain paths. But that was a tough battle. Legacy versus the Skyline. Alright, got a bunch of Japanese cars here. Some or street versions of rally cars, some hot hatches. Quite a few high performance vehicles. We even have the Legacy's sportier brother, the Impreza, alongside us in this race. So I think this track will do fairly well for the four-wheel drive cars. It is a little bit traction limited. My summer car turns 8 today. Oh yeah, I saw that on the the subreddit. That's pretty cool as well. 8 years of development, and pretty soon it's gonna have a successor. So it'll be interesting to see what that game's like. I probably won't play it right away because I'm usually not the fan of getting early access games like right from the get-go. And given how much content was like added later on in my summer car, and maybe a bit before I even try my winter car. But it'll give me a little bit more incentive to try to get the car up to rally spec as soon as possible in my summer car and try to at least win the there's apparently 2 classifications of rally, the junior and then the amateur league. So I do want to eventually win those. Getting winter car the day it releases is usually in my summer car. Yeah, I guess it's 2 different mentalities. One person wants to be, like early access, like right part of like the development and everything. The other person's like, they're gonna, wait a bit to see, what kind of features are added or removed, how the game plays, how stable it is, and all that stuff. Did you see Burning Rubber 6 got a trailer? Oh yeah, I remember some people talking about it. Isn't it like reusing a lot of like the assets from the 5th game? And that's got like people all up in arms about it. I'm not as knowledgeable about the Burning Rubber franchise, but I remember seeing somewhere people were complaining about that. So maybe that's just for the trailer, but even still, it's kind of oof. Down in the 3rd gear. It's weird. This race shouldn't be that much easier than the previous one in terms of like the way the game sets the odds, because the track is a lot more open, a lot less like of the heavy braking zones and everything. It would have pulled up quite a bit more of a gap, as you're a lot less acceleration limited here. Where it's just a lot less strictly acceleration dependent, and you can kind of, more so traction and momentum and rotation dependent. So hyped about winter car. Yeah, it seems interesting. I wonder what it's gonna be like. I'd imagine it'd probably be a lot more difficult than summer car. And my summer car ain't that easy to start with for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what all changes. I miss when I was a kid. We had playing a lot of all the Flash games. I miss Adobe Flash Player. There was so many good Flash games I would play on like my laptop and everything. So I wouldn't really have, I didn't really pay money for like Steam and stuff like that. So I went to like, like Newgrounds and like all that stuff, Happy Wheels and everything. Oh, that is an era gone by. I hope someone like recreates or creates like an emulation for like Flash Player, so you can like replay all those older web games and everything. Cause some of them were actually really fun. One of my favorites was I remember Punkomatic. Which one was that one? What did you do in that one? I don't remember that one as much. I was making songs. No, I don't think I played that one. I remember there was one where you were like the president. It was like a point and click game. Like a point and click zombie shooter game. And you were the president and you were trying to defend the Oval Office from like zombies coming in or something like that. I remember playing that one a lot. I forget what it's called, but that one I played a lot. And then Hot Wheels, the Hot Wheels website had a lot of like Flash games and stuff like that on it as well. One of my personal favorites was it was basically like Diner Dash, but Hot Wheels. It was like Drive-Through Dilemma or something like that. And you had like different service stations to send the cars to, and you had to do in like certain orders based on like what customers came in, so that the cars wouldn't like get all backed up. And I used to be pretty good at that. Like I used to be able to make it like 2 to 3 full months in game before like there was just too many cars coming in and you couldn't upgrade enough anymore because you had a cap on the upgrades. I used to be able to make it like 2 or 3 months in game before like there were just too many cars and your reputation would end up going down the toilet. I could play Flash games. Mainly played the Papa's. Papa's Pizzeria and Papa's Wingeria and Papa's Burgeria and all that stuff. Yes, that was fun. I really like the burger one. That burger one was my favorite, especially because later on someone created the mayonnaise meme with the Burgeria one. Someone wants mayonnaise on their burger. All right, we will put nothing but mayonnaise on their burger. We will put nothing but mayonnaise on their burger. There we go. We're getting some upgrades now, some weight reduction. Now, fun fact, while the Legacy is mainly known for its rallying pedigree in the 90s before it got replaced with the Impreza, the Legacy also was a vehicle of choice for the GT 300 class of the GT Championship during the mid-2000s. It was based off of a silhouette chassis, but there was a GT 300 Subaru Legacy that competed in the Japanese, in Super GT, back then called the GT Championship. And yeah, it was really cool. I think the team that ran that was the one that runs the JAF Subaru BRZ now, I think, or I'd imagine it's a lot of similar people building and running their car. Shockwave games, just like the Flash games with the 3D. Yes, I remember when I finally got my own laptop, because my parents' PC was really old. I got my own laptop. It had it was able to run Shockwave games. My parents' laptop couldn't, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so cool. Although the Shockwave games, I think, weren't quite as good. They were a bit jankier than the Flash games, because the Flash games were a lot simpler. So it was really nice. Switch those to news so we can race old GT2s and GT1s. Yeah, I know. That'd be nice. Unfortunately, historic racing just isn't as popular in the sim racing crowd compared to like the modern GT3s and LMPs and Formula cars and all that stuff. It's just a super niche within a niche. I'm still making new Papa games as well. Jeez. I mean, hey, if you found a niche that works for you and everything, they can keep innovating, or at least, you know, making the different panning versions and everything. That's so pretty cool. I'm playing Need for Speed. Oh yeah, there's quite a few different Need for Speed games on the Xbox 360. So you're thinking probably anywhere from Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 to I believe all the way up through Need for Speed Rivals. I think Rivals was also released on the 360, but I may be wrong. But somewhere around that range. So yeah, you got quite a bit of Need for Speed games on the 360. As the 360 did get a little bit of a jump on the 7th generation consoles, being an earlier, coming out a little bit earlier than the PS3, and being a bit more easy to develop on means that you had a lot more early adopters making and putting games to that console. Whereas I think it was Carbon. I believe it was Carbon that was the first game to be able to be released on the PS3. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Carbon. I know Undercover was the first Need for Speed game to feature trophies on the PlayStation side, but I don't remember when exactly there was the Switch. I know Carbon had a PS3 version. First should have a PS3 version that was significantly different than the PS2 version. And Undercover was basically an entirely different game. Because the PS2 version of Undercover basically reused a lot of like the old black box handling model, but was tweaked a bit. And they literally used reskin versions of the Most Wanted map, but kind of cut up and pasted in different sections with the highway. With the highway all interconnecting them. So it was, yeah, it was a little bit interesting. I think we played the PS2 version of Undercover, and it was fun to stream, but it was, oh my gosh, it was so janky. It was so janky, but that's part of the fun of the stream, is just having the jank and laughing at the jank as it's going on. You're like, oh my word. It'd be one of those things when you're playing it solo, it's kind of frustrating, but when you have an audience, when you have other people laughing along and like just, you know, seeing the silliness alongside you, it becomes funny instead of frustrating. That's why I wouldn't mind playing Flat Out 3 sometime in the future. I think that would be really fun. Just because Flat Out 3 was one of those games where it is so bad. Like, it just loops back around to good, and then back around to bad again. With just how broken and, you know, just an unpolished mess it is. Rip Empire Interactive, I know. Ripperoni and cheese. But hey, you know, all empires all empires come to an end. Even game studios as well. It's weird how many from like the early 2000s aren't around anymore. You know, you have THQ that was kind of bought up by Nordic Games to become THQ Nordic. And granted, they're doing alright. Juice Games is gone. Like a lot of developers, a lot of publishers are just gone. You know, Crave Entertainment, that was the US publisher for the Tokyo Extreme Racer games and in charge of the localization and translations, for better or for worse. They're gone. Genki's coming back, but it'll be interesting to see how they do in the newest Tokyo Extreme Racer game. Utechnix is gone, though not many people are sad about that, because I mean Utechnix is well, Utechnix is Utechnix. When their better games are still really janky and don't really stand out amongst their peers. Just look at the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift game with its magnetic walls and wonky AI. Angel Studios that became Rockstar San Diego is kind of no more. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad a little bit. But that is the nature of the beast sometimes, you know. High performance sedan race. Alright, what are we up against? Got an AMG, got a couple of Jags, one Jag, an older Legacy. Okay, so we have two Legacies here. Very nice. Very, very nice. It's a shame we never got the 280 horsepower 2-liter GT trim in the States. We got the 2.5 liter that had the EJ255 engine, and that was the spicier trim that we got in terms of performance. And even now it's around like 260 horsepower. Basically, the legacy version of a WRX, a non-STI WRX. That's still a respectable amount of power. We never got the extra spicy 2-liter GT trim. We got the larger displacement but lower powered 2.5 RS, I believe, trim. So this is the closest we get, is to be able to drive the Japanese versions of the cars. You know, in virtually in a lot of these Japanese racing games. Then I just joined and talks about legacies. Welcome, Lander. Yes, we are driving the 4th generation 2-liter GT trim legacy. Basically, the legacy version of the WRX STI. A lot of the similar drivetrain components. I know you've got your gold wide-body legacy as well. Your 3rd gen, I believe, legacy. Yes. We're talking about how we didn't really get a whole lot of big slide there. We didn't really get a whole lot of like the high performance versions of the legacies in the States, and it took a while for Subaru to even give us the STI. I believe it was the GD chassis, or maybe it was even the Hawkeye that was the first of the STIs in the States, which is a little bit sad, as some of those earlier, the GC STIs are super awesome. I'm a big fan of the GC chassis myself. Really want to get Tokyo Extreme Racer and Wreckfest too. Yeah, I'm hoping they release you know, without too much delays and everything, and that the games themselves are good. I'm more excited about Wreckfest too, as I know Bugbear usually, like, Bugbear has a really good track record of making really solid entries to games and everything. So I'm hoping they do well with Wreckfest too. Oh, it's a 4th gen. Okay, it's got the performance spec of Legacies. 3rd gen and under were all like naturally aspirated. But all 3rd gen, yeah, the 2.5 liter. Well, even in the States with the 4th gen, I think we only got we got a turbocharged 2.5 liter version of the EJ in the Legacy, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're a little bit more knowledgeable about this than I am. As I believe you've mentioned you've owned yours for quite a while now. Well, we did get the 2 liter. Okay. The Spec B. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we actually did get some pretty good vehicles then in the early 2000s from Japan. Japan didn't get all the best trims and everything. That's good. Damn it, the Taunus wasn't so in the States. Nah, Taunus was European only. It just again, it was developed by Ford of Europe, so it wasn't really marketed or developed for U.S. Markets. I can imagine it. You could probably find one and import one to the States. It's just finding one in good condition, because the Taunus has a similar reputation to the Datsun 100, where it was kind of, you know, a cheap Econobox car that kind of got trashed around by young kids. Trying to import more stuff. Yep. Switching up, the US specs got the large displacement engines. Yeah, we got the Boxer 6s later on, right? The naturally aspirated flat 6s. And then the Legacy now back stopped showing bodies, which is a little bit of a shame. As I've seen some absolutely crazy tuned Outbacks. They're still kind of like ugly in like a good way, kind of like that cute ugly type of look. But yeah, I've seen someone like basically create like a pseudo STI spec Outback, even with the scooped hood and everything, and oh my gosh, did that hit different. Like, holy moly. You made the Boxer 6s with the SVXs. Yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting about the SVXs. The Alcyons. Those ones are such weird vehicles. I remember occasionally seeing like 1 or 2 during my childhood, but they like dropped off the face of the earth in like the mid 2000s. Like, I just didn't see them anymore. I wonder if they had like any like issues or like difficulties like with finding parts of them or whatever. That or they just didn't sell well. It's like literally to this day, I will still see the occasional older Legacy or like, you know, the older Outback and all that stuff. Maryland, you get quite a bit of like the early 2000s 4-wheel drive Japanese cars in the car scene and everything. But you never see like the SVXs or anything like that. I've never seen one in like the longest time. Becoming a critical debt in the future. RIP. Best of luck, man. Hopefully able to find one in good condition for cheap. But yeah, there's a lot of like little Econobox cars that Europe got that we in the States never really got. And it's one of those things though, like if we did get in the States, like it wouldn't quite have that like desirability though. Like we got the Volkswagen Beetle and the Volkswagen Rabbit. And granted, like, yeah, they are, you know, nice vehicles and everything, but you don't have, like, that cult following, despite the fact that they were within, like, the same power level, same weight class, and, you know, all that stuff. We got the early, you know, 70s Civics, those that left are they had some major rust issues. We got some pretty solid vehicles. We got some pretty solid vehicles. And hey, like we get the crazy American muscle cars all throughout, like, you know, the 60s all the way up through, you know, even the 2000s, that the rest of Europe just, due to the road taxes and the narrower roads, the rest of Europe just never really got. So it's a little bit of give and take, you know? A little bit of, well, we have this, but we didn't quite manage to get this. But you can still find some like the 70s muscle cars for the kind of boxes are cooler than the muscle cars to me. Fair enough. I mean, we still got some in the States. So we got the you know, the first generation Golf sold as a Rabbit here. That was pretty nice. The Beetle. We had the first generation Civic. Though we didn't get the RS trim for the Civic, for the first generation Civic. What else? What else during kind of like the 70s did we really get? I'm trying to remember. But like we got an alright selection of smaller cars during the 70s and everything. More so a lot of like the European and some of the Japanese stuff as well. Cause yeah, you know, some of the smaller Toyotas coming in as well. You know, the Corolla and all that stuff. And I got a soft spot for the Corolla. It's my Corolla, it has served me very well. It is, it has not failed me yet. A lot of very, very good memories in that car. A lot of vacations, a lot of road trips, multiple different jobs and everything. Visiting some of my friends from college and all that stuff. Just, I take good care of it, but even now, well over 100,000 miles in, like literally the only thing that has failed in terms of wear and tear has been the believe it or not, the gas tank cap. The seal on it eventually dry rotted. And it caused an evap leak, so I got that replaced. Literally no other issues. Like it has served me very well. That Corolla is a solid. They're just super nice. Another vehicle I have a soft spot for. That's really strange, I know, but it's a vehicle that it has. Like, if I could find one and either restore one or, like, customize, you know, like tune it up or whatever to, you know, be, like, you know, like a custom, almost lowrider-esque, like, you know, like, with the vans with, like, the crazy sound systems in. The Chevy Astro, the GMC Safari, that generation of van. It was, the last vehicle made in the Baltimore assembly plant, so it is a little, you know, it's got that local hometown hero, end of an era vibe. And also my parents owned the Safari, and oh my gosh, it even had like the 90s graphics and vinyls on it and everything. And it was like, it looked kind of dorky at the time, but like, oh my gosh, I would love to own one of those now. Like, the seats were so, I remember the seats being so comfortable, as a kid, and sometimes even like just falling asleep in like the back seat and everything, and it was just so nice. Love the 04 Corolla Sport, the one I grew up in until the entry. Oh man. Yeah, the Corollas are just super nice as well. It's weird how like the memories of the vehicles are like our parents and like friends and stuff like that we had that had those cars that were owned by our loved ones, or even like our early cars. For those of us that are a bit older, they have that sentimental value. Even if they may have been like, you know, Econo boxes and all that stuff, they have that, you know, that they just hit different. And when you see like the old pictures of them, or like you see, you know, like a really clean version of them as well, and you're like, oh man, I remember this. It just, the nostalgia, like I know it's nostalgia talking and everything, but it just hits different. Like holy moly. But it's the same thing with like I was talking to my parents about that as well, and they were like, yeah, like even their cars, you know, when they were younger and everything, that their first cars, they still hold them, you know, at a bit of a soft spot. Like my dad, he had the old Gremlin, the old AMC Gremlin, and he still fondly remembers the, you know, the AMC Gremlins, even if, you know, the commercially they weren't that successful. He's still got a soft spot for them. You know, he's got a soft spot for his T-Bird as well. The T-Bird, I think, is probably the coolest car that my dad had owned. But he had owned a lot of really cool stuff. But he had a '69 T-Bird in silver with the vinyl roof and the swoopy Landaus. And oh my word, yeah, that was really cool. I wish he managed to keep that one, but gas was getting super expensive in the late '80s, and he had to sell it. Plus the car, like he was you know, in the city and everything, he just couldn't commission mention exactly. It's believe it or not, it's sitting on his office desk where he works now. And it is, yeah, it's right on his desk by his computer. So he's got that happily displayed. Thank you again for that, by the way. It was really high quality, so I appreciate that. But yeah, and then oh, what else was there? There was the GMC Safari that him and my mom had. Awesome. Yeah, it's so cool. I'll have to maybe. I'm not gonna. Alright, take care, Leander. You have a great night, alright? But oh my word, yes, a lot of really like fond memories of like the cars my parents had when they were younger. What's your opinion about the Vauxhall Calibra? We never really got that in the States. But I've seen like the spec sheets for it and everything, and I've seen like the Calibra in like a lot of, like, you know, the older touring car races and everything, of the old videos of like the DTM and everything. And from there, it seems really cool. I do quite like the Opel was a little bit, partially because the Speedster. I always thought the Speedster was really cool in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, as well as in Gran Turismo 3. The Speedster was really awesome. So I'm like, okay, well this car is pretty cool. I like the so and then you see like the DTM cars, and you're like, wow, a four-wheel drive, 500-ish horsepower, fire-spitting, naturally aspirated beast of a machine. Can I have seconds, please? Like, holy cow, like, the 90s and early 2000s DTM was, like, super awesome. Holy moly. And then the racing league, or there's a racing community that I'm a part of, that on Thursdays they used to do the older DTM cars, but unfortunately because it's a European-based community, it was during when I was working, so I never got a chance to drive the old DTM cars. I'm a little sad about that, because I wanted to drive the E190, the E190 DTM car. That one I have a soft spot for as well. Really, the Calibra or the Monaro? Ooh, that's a tough one. The Calibra, well, even the Monaro with the Holden Monaro, you had the you know, the no, it wasn't the Monaro. What was the vehicle used in the Supercars Championship? It wasn't a Monaro. It was something else. So the Calibra has that motorsport pedigree with the DTM and everything. But I mean, the Monaro was sold in the US as the GTO, and I do like that generation of GTO as well. So let's go GTO. Let's go GTO. Although it's kind of with that one, it's kind of apples and oranges. It depends if you want, you know, the high-powered two-door kind of muscle car, or if you want more of like the European kind of sporty-ish sedan and everything. Well, welcome, Petra. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Right now, we are in the 4th generation Legacy, absolutely tearing it up. This thing punches well above its weight class. Yeah, the Commodores, right? The 4-door. That eventually got sold in the States as the Pontiac G8 and the Chevrolet SS. We basically got a rebadged Commodore in the States. And oh my gosh, finding those nowadays is tough. They've really shot up in price, because you basically have a high power. Basically, I consider that like with the last like muscle outside of like the Charger, one of the last of like the actual muscle cars, not just kind of like a pony car, but like an actual, you know, full-size car with like the big engine and everything. The Volkswagen are an Need for Speed most wanted in the carbon ruins will look careless to me. I mean, you could say that you have like some people that like import them. Maybe so they're not like, you know, registered. They are, you know, unregistered sports cars with the government and everything. Maybe. I mean, it is kind of cool though. Although, yeah, it is a bit frustrating because you basically have two of the same car. So you're like, okay, well, it basically kind of takes up a car slot that could have been filled by something else, I guess. But I mean, it is cool to get, you know, some Australian cars in the game. Yeah, now you have the new generation of the supercars, the Mustang and the Camaro. And they're, oh, and you're gonna get the Supra as well. Yeah, the Australian supercars. The Toyota is gonna be entering a version of the Supra in the Australian Supercars Championship, I believe, either 2025 or 2026. So I am hyped for that. Finally getting another manufacturer in the Aussie supercars. Bring it back to the early 2010s where you had all kinds of non-Australian manufacturers competing, like Mercedes and Volvo all competing. Yeah, the Aussies, they're basically like, if you took a Brit, you tried to turn them into American, but you kind of stopped halfway. The Aussies. Like they even developed similar motorsport to us with regards to like you look at the modern NASCAR and you look at the modern Aussie supercar, you can see there is quite a bit of a convergence on the design philosophy and everything. It's pretty funny. Honestly, I like the Vauxhall Monaro styling more than the Pontiac GTO. Yeah, I guess it depends on what region you're from. If you're European or Australian, you prefer the Monaro. If you're American, you probably prefer the GTO. The Aussies are British Florida men. Yeah, the Aussies are basically, if you combine the UK, Florida, and like Texas all together now. And that is basically Australians. And I know they don't like being called British Texans or British Florida men, but like you hear the the accent and everything, and you see a lot of like the culture, and it's like this perfect kind of almost blend. Like it's their own, and they developed it independently, but it's kind of cool how it's basically like you basically have a combination of like the supercars is literally, if you took BTCC, the British Touring Car Championship, and NASCAR, put it in a blender, and then like increase the race length, and that is literally like Aussie supercars is like BTCC and NASCAR in a blender, to the point where they're even, to my disdain, because I don't want them to do that, they're creating a playoff system next year for their championship, which racing is not a ball sport, all right? We are not playing with balls here. We are men. We are driving cars. I mean, we are also women. We are grown-ups. We are not kids playing with balls. We are grown-ups driving machines. All right? We don't need a playoff system. We do not need a playoff system to make things interesting. We are driving well over 100 miles an hour within inches of walls, side by side with each other, beating and banging. You do not need a playoff system to make that interesting, alright? It turns it into a farce. So they installed a massive blow in a Mini Cooper. Based. Absolutely based. When her playing with balls for 39 minutes. Bonk! Chat, give him the bonk! Everybody must bonk Ranger. No, I'm kidding. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they don't take that out of context. But no, seriously, like, it works in ball sports because it's one team versus another team. You don't have other teams suddenly taking to the field mid-game that can ruin one or another team's chances. In motorsport, you have non-playoff people still competing in the race that completely change the outcome of the playoffs, and are sometimes incentivized to do if they have like a teammate that is in the playoffs, you know? So it just seems nonsensical. Like it works in 1v1 or team versus team style competitions, but not when it's kind of a bit more of the free-for-all that motorsport is. You open yourself up to controversy, but not even like the fun controversy. It becomes basically who can exploit the gimmicky rules better instead of who's the better driver. Who can come away with those niche victories instead of being consistent throughout an entire season. And it just doesn't work. Bonk. Little tippy tap on the wall there. Nice. 143, that's pretty solid lap time. For a lightly tuned Legacy. I will gladly take that. I will happily take that. Let me get a drink of water real quick. There we go. Ooh, already weight reduction. Let's go. I do want this this to be. Oh gosh, we have so much longer to go. We still have quite a ways to go. Hopefully, I mean, it's eventually gotta work out that we have a four-wheel drive car. Because we're still missing one of the race cars, so we can only win in one of the whatchamacallit? One of the RS events. And that is the four-wheel drive championship, the first race, the duel, and that one is the BMW M1 Pro car. Welcome, Gillspeed. Yeah, the playoffs in NASCAR is basically a combination of luck, being able to get like those niche wins, and just being able, you know, to not anger someone else that's not in the playoffs as well, that they're incentivized to ruin your chances of a championship. Like if you anger someone early on in the season, they hold that grudge. And especially with some of the tracks being, like some of the playoff tracks being like Talladega, of all places, which purely like a drafting battle and requires just a massive amount of luck. A massive amount of skill. I mean, a massive amount of skill as well. You know, the strategies, being able to hold your line in a draft, in a very loose race car. Being able to basically read the body language of the cars in front and figure out, all right, are they going to be wrecking, when you should push, when you should pit, all of that stuff. But there is a lot of luck at Daytona, at Talladega, in those super speedway races. It's you can do everything right, be in prime position, and still wreck it on like the final 5 laps because you just got caught in the big one with nowhere to go. Right? Like that's just how it works sometimes. Whereas like some of the other ovals, it's a lot more. Luck plays a much smaller deciding factor, especially like the short tracks. The short tracks very much are a lot more, I think, skill based. But you got to make sure you conserve the tires to get the run out of the corner. You got to make sure you don't flat spot the tires going into the corner, like especially at Martinsville. You got to make sure, you know, you time your pit stops right. You manage the cautions well, because, you know, with the short lap times there, you pit at the wrong time, you can end up a lap down. Gotta make sure you keep your car nice and clean, off the walls. Use the chrome horn only when you need to, but don't overuse it that you anger someone and they come seeking revenge. You know? There is a lot that goes into the short track racing. And maybe I am biased because I grew up with mostly short track racing in my neck of the woods. A lot of like your smaller grassroots asphalt and dirt ovals and stuff like that. But like it's just a different vibe, and I like it. I like it a lot. Oh gosh. Alright, a little bit of a wiggle. Yeah, the suspension on this I think is still set just a little bit, like a click or two too soft. I think after this race I may want to stiffen it up just a little bit. I'm getting a lot of body roll. I'm getting a lot of front diving, under braking. I don't quite like that. So I'm gonna wanna stiffen this up like a click or two. You don't want to stiffen up the road cars too much because they don't really have downforce. So you do want a little bit of that weight transfer, a little bit of that body roll in order to kind of get the weight on the front tires and get that rotation in the corners and everything. But you don't want too much body roll that the car becomes unstable and feels like it's got a suspension made of jelly. So yeah, after this race, I think we should stiffen up the suspension just a little bit. Because the body roll is getting a bit more noticeable now that we have the grippier tires. It's getting to the point where the tires are gripping, but the body itself is a bit on the sluggish side. So yeah, we're gonna want to stiffen that up just a click or two. Maybe stiffen up the rear just a little bit more as well. That way we get a little bit more of that rotation under braking, a little bit more of that off-throttle rotation. Because with the four-wheel drive and front-wheel drive cars, what you can do with those is you can use the throttle to pull yourself out of a slide. And yeah, that makes him really fun to kind of toss around and everything. There's a lot less negative consequences for overdriving the cars, so you can kind of push them in battles and everything without worrying about ending up in a wall like in certain rear-wheel drive cars. And much more stable at and even over the limit. Though you still don't want to overdrive them too much because your lap times will still be a lot worse off. It's just you won't end up with a wrecked race car if you overdrive them as much compared to a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Especially a mid-engine rear-wheel drive vehicle. Those things you do not want to overdrive at all. You want to like keep it like right at the threshold or just at like 98, 97%. There we go. We got the grippier tires. We got the grippy boys. Alright. What's up next? We have essentially one more race with the Legacy. Ooh, a one-make race at Victoria Road. Got another downhill race here. What are we up against here? Ooh, the Evo! Yes! I know what a fun race may be then. Duking it out with the Evo. You were expecting an Impreza, but no, you have the Legacy instead versus the Evo. A nearly fully tuned Legacy as well, so this'll... Oh my gosh, it handles so much better than when we first drove it here. Much better acceleration, much better braking. Little tip of the wall there. Bonk. Okay, a little bit harder tap of the wall there. No wall taps, Isaac. But yeah, we are pulling the gap. The acceleration of this turbocharged 2-liter Boxer 4 absolutely gapping the Evo. The yellow Evo. Yeah, wrong generation, but yes, it is the yellow Evo. Someone play the super loud GT 2000 song. Come on. There we go. Oh my gosh, this thing absolutely pulls. It's a shame we didn't get any more like rally events in the the lineup for the race events here. Because this thing would have been absolutely dominant on some of the rally courses in this game. Like, holy moly, it just pulls. Honestly, I'd love to see like an older Legacy in like a Need for Speed game, being able to swap in like you know, the Subaru Impreza STI engine into that and tune that up. Maybe even like a Legacy wagon. Could you imagine like a wagon and a wagon DLC for like you know, like Need for Speed Unbound or something like that? Put in like, you know, the Legacy wagon, put in, you know, maybe like the Dodge Magnum. That would be a cool one, like the Dodge Magnum ST8. Like a Volvo 240 wagon, although there already is a Volvo 240. What was the one that competed in the Turbo Brick? I'm trying to remember the alphanumerical of that one. The Volvo wagon that competed in the BTCC. What was the alphanumerical for that? Well, that was what, the 260 wagon? Whatever the street version of that car was. Yes. That would be a cool one. Maybe like 2010's AMG wagon as well. Like the was it the C-Class wagon? Or was it the E-Class wagon? The Europeans with the alphanumericals make it very difficult to memorize your cars, I will say. Like, it's easy to determine, like, okay, yes, the E-Class is more luxurious than the C-Class, and the S-Class is more luxurious than the E-Class, because, like, you know, it's a later letter. The A-Class is like the base car and everything. I understand that part. Or like the Audi, like the 8 series is bigger than the 4 series, or the A8 is bigger than the A4. Like, that part's easy to remember, and it's kind of indicative of like what you're getting and everything. But on the other hand, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, but you try to picture like A8 in your mind, you're like, oh, what even comes to mind there, you know? Unless you're like super intimate with your Audis. Like, it doesn't really have the brand, the memorization, you know, the being able to memorize that. Like, you think of Corvette, you immediately know what a Corvette is. And even some of the more obscure, like, you know, named cars, like, the most somewhat car enthusiasts can still, you know, eventually come to terms of, okay, so this body shape, this styling, this means it is, you know, like a Chevy Nova or whatever. Or like you say Legacy and like it has meaning. Welcome Stolen Boy, best underrated PS2 car game. Yes! This game hits really nice. Absolutely, really fun. Just to drive all the different cars and everything, getting them set up. Feeling the performance difference as they get closer and closer to level 10. Seeing all the different events you can enter in and trying to enter, like, you know, the tougher events that you can. Yeah, get on the PS2 again if you can find it. It's recently gotten kind of expensive though. More and more people are kind of discovering it and going, oh wow, okay, this is actually a pretty nice game and everything. But because it released, at least in the States, shortly after Gran Turismo 4, a lot of people flocked to GT4 instead of this. Got my dad's one. Ooh, nice. The family console being passed down through generations. I know at my parents' house, I still have an old Super Nintendo that was my older cousin's. that he had gave to me. It's still there somewhere. I think it still works as well. But yeah, I need to find that and get that. The PS2 Slim. We have everyone except 5. Every Gran Turismo game, or oh, every PlayStation except 5. I'm dumb. Yes. To be fair, you're not missing out on much with the PS5 as of right now. Maybe-ish when GTA 6 comes out, but like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, as of right now, there isn't too many games on the PS5 that you couldn't also get for the PS4. So, yeah, you get marginally better graphics and maybe like a feature or two, but like, you're not, you know, it's law of diminishing returns, you know. Do you want the PS5 Classic Edition? Oh, where it looks like the PlayStation 1. It's kind of the gray color scheme. Yeah, that looks really nice. It'd be cool if it came with like a legacy like background or whatever as well, where you boot it up and it does like the you know, the PlayStation 1 intro, the or however it went, with the chimes afterwards. Like that was super cool. I'm gonna look at the PS Vita right now for the for Minecraft. Well, I mean, isn't Minecraft available on the PS4 as well, right? So what's the difference between the PS Vita version of Minecraft and the I mean, I guess being able to like take it with you, you can basically have essentially a pocket version of Minecraft, but with like actually good controls instead of trying to use mobile controls for a 3D move around and look around first person game. That's Bedrock Edition. I want every console that plays. Oh, you want every console that plays the Legacy Console Edition. Okay. So what would that be? That would be what? Like the PS3, the Xbox 360, the Vita. What else? The old console version where you have like the tiniest little map that you can get from one end to the other in like a single in-game day. So I remember getting Minecraft on the PS3 and being like, wait, this is the entire world? But I thought like people, you know, I thought you'd be like, you know, oh my gosh, this is like absolutely massive and everything. But like it's literally like a single like map square. Although it did make, you know, finding and beating the Ender Dragon super easy because, you know, it was easy to find the fortresses, and it was super easy to find the end portal as well. I look at the PS3 and the Wii U right now. Oh my gosh, we are absolutely dominating the Legacy. Holy moly. Oh, it sounds so good too. Like it sounds really nice. Just a little bit of the turbo blow off valve as well. Played Minecraft for a decade and never beat the game. Really? I've beaten I've beaten the older Legacy console version. That one wasn't terribly difficult. And then I was on a team that beat the PC version, not the PC, the PS4 version. With the larger map and everything. And that one took a lot more time. Like the PS3 version, I was able to do solo. The other version, I had to kind of get a bunch of friends together, and we basically kind of no life to Minecraft for like a month or two in the summer. The in between semesters. At the greatest of survival, I'm more into the creative mode. Yes. Yeah, I get that. It's just a lot more fun to sometimes to kind of just, I don't want to say turn your brain off, but like not have to worry about collecting, oh, I need 5 bajillion of this in order to create what I want. You can literally just go about and create it. Yeah, I get that. Alright, let's pull up our random number generator. Let us pull up our random number generator. If it is a 1, we will be getting the TVR Cerbera. And if it is a 2, we will be getting the Shelby Cobra. Oh gosh. Both these cars are murderous machines. That is a 2. Chat, we are cooked. Chat, we are cooked. We're driving. We are driving the Shelby Cobra. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful car with an amazing motorsports legacy. But in this game, it is freaking terrifying. It is terrifying. Oh gosh, do not lock it that much, please. Okay. It is genuinely terrifying to drive. This is one of the toughest vehicles to drive in game, alongside the little Fiat Abarth 1000 thing, the rear engine little stuff a massive engine into the tiniest car possible. Fiat. Alright, let's race on low end searing. Oh man. This thing powered by a massive 427 cubic inch Ford V8. Oh boy. Oh my gosh! We literally spun our tires all the way through first gear. Okay, first gear is not good. Alright, let's figure out where our braking point is. Let's ease off the throttle a little bit. Oh, brakes, please. Okay, we need to brake way early. The brakes do not work. Wow. Okay, do not, whatever I do not go into first gear. Oh, the brakes are so bad on us. But the straight line acceleration, even from outside of like the power band, is genuinely really good. Holy moly. Oh, don't spin it here. Oh gosh. Just Tokyo drift this thing all the way through every single corner. Like, I'm losing traction. I'm losing traction in third gear. What is this? Holy moly. Oh, no, 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 please. Okay. I think we got this a little bit under control now. I think we got this alright. Holy cow, okay. We basically almost have to short shift just to keep it under control. We may need to lengthen the gear ratios a little bit more, set it a bit more towards top speed so we get a little bit less of that neck snapping torque to the ground. Okay. We're safe. We're steady for a little bit. Holy moly. I think we do want to stiffen the suspension up just a little bit. It may make it just a little bit less likely to have the body pitch and roll and come out from under us. Keep it in second through the cat ears. Second gear. Do not go into first if you value your life. First gear is quite literally death. Holy moly. No, 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 no. Alright, that's not bad. We kind of are controlling the fishtail. We're controlling the fishtail. Holy cow. One thing I do wish is that racing games would have more of like the lower displacement Cobra. Like they pick the Cobra and they pick like the most like scary highest power car possible of the Cobras. But like having the small block Cobras, I wouldn't mind driving one of those in like a racing game. Yes, this is basically Enthusiast Ferndale. Holy cow. Like once it starts fishtailing, once it gets that like the death wobble, you just gotta just ride along until you're able to get the car straightened up. Using a little bit of the throttle, a little bit of the brakes and everything to get it, Oh yeah, no, like, literally every corner I am sideways. Like, it is terrifying. Game. Car. It does not like weight transfer though. Like it starts to transfer the weight, and then like once it gets to the center, it wants to almost pivot a different way. It wants to almost pivot the opposite direction. So you're just literally like snaking down the front stretch, just left and right, then left and right. And it is scary. Holy moly, is it scary. Low restricted traction, yeah. I think I can probably tune a little bit more of that slidiness out of it. Garage settings. There we go. This should make it a little bit more stable. Emphasis on should. Emphasis on should. Ooh, the Star Festival. Up against an asshole on McLaren. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, we got a Tsukuba race. Let's do it. Shelby Cobra. Shelby Cobra is at Tsukuba. Holy moly. That has gotta be terrifying. Nope, keep it in second, keep it in second. Do not, whatever you do, do not put it in first. Do not, I don't care what kind of engine braking you'll get. Do not, for the love of all that is holy, put it in first. Saw 2 Cobras at a local show last week and everything about them seems expensive. Oh, for real, even the kits are like ridiculously expensive. You're paying like $75,000 to build like one of the higher quality kits. Like that is still no small sum of change. Holy cow, we can literally go the full front stretch in second gear. Okay, I'm starting to understand the Cobra. Oh gosh. Except for when it does that. Whoa! What was that? Jeez. It is literally like you put like the slightest bit of throttle down, and all of a sudden the car just wants to go. Best car is just the 79. Oh, the older 280Z. Nice. Very nice. I don't know. I have a soft spot for the Z series. Those are really good. Okay, maybe we should actually lock the rear diffs because it seems that seems to be a major issue with this car. Is like I'm starting to get I start with a one tire fire, and then as soon as like you get like a little bit of traction to that tire, then like it locks back up, and you're stuck going the opposite direction. If I full lock the rear diff, we may be okay. 10th anniversary 280Z. Ooh. Yeah, the anniversary edition of cars is always really nice. Cause you get the special edition paint jobs and everything. Oh gosh, the brakes don't work either. This thing is literally just power. Okay, I need to adjust something. This is it is borderline undrivable. It is borderline undrivable. Alright, take care, Blow Up. You have a great night. Oh, we need to do well in the next race as well. That's not good. Alright, let's see. Not about the dots enough that when I get a small glimpse at the dash, you're like, oh, that's a 280. Yes. Been talking since someone forgot how late it. Oh. Was that the one thing you were asking about in DMs? Was that person? Hey y'all, you wanna do an off-road race? You wanna do an off-road race? Yes. Ah, nice. Glad things are well done. The EB110. Damn it. Do I dare to? I don't dare take that on Nords yet. I don't dare take that on Nords yet. Either way though, hope you have a great night, Blood Wolf. Make sure you rest well. Friday is today for you. Friday is tomorrow, so almost the weekend. Alright. Let's see if this made it more drivable. Alright, we're not wheel spinning like crazy. Okay, so full lock is the way to go with this thing. Alright, good night, Elfshu. Hopefully you enjoyed this stream. Oh my gosh, this feels so much better. Oh, okay, a little bit of understeer though. Little bit of understeer. But I will take a little bit of understeer over the car literally trying to unalive us. Oh. Okay, car's doing that too still. To a lesser extent, but still enough to be noticeable. Still enough to be noticeable. Oh boy. Alright, but this is actually oh, this feels so much better. Okay, so yeah, it was the differential settings. It was the differential settings. Having that one tire fire and constantly having it swap between the left and the right, that absolutely just caused the car to just become super unstable. The car still is a little bit unstable on acceleration if you're too aggressive on throttle out of the corners. But otherwise, this handles a lot better. Oh, I can't wait till the first tire upgrade. We need a tire upgrade for this thing though. Holy moly. Like, I don't care about weight reduction or more power. Give me tires. Give me tires. Give me some grippy boys. This is like the perfect combination of like a terrifying amount of power, no weight, and no grip that like a proper 60s supercar has. And yes, it is just as terrifying. Oh. Easy there. Easy there. Hey there, hi there, ho there, bud. Oh gosh, keep it steady through backwards Radion. Keep it steady, please. Oh my word. That was so sketch. Damn, this thing pulls though. Going up to the 160s. Not even reaching red line in 4th gear at low end steering. Holy moly. This thing is an absolute monster on the straights. Despite the fact that it has the aerodynamics of a barn door, it just pulls. And I am quite happy that it pulls because holy moly. It just hits what when you finally get onto like a long enough straight, you're out of the corners and you're just able to put your foot down. Oh my word. This thing has that acceleration for days. Ooh, little bit spicy, little bit spicy. Come on, get it back under control, Isaac. There we go. Come on, nice and smooth. There we go. Alright, able to pull out of there. If just barely. We should still probably short shift in the Cobra. Keep it nice and gentle through the turns. Come on. Alright. The thing is, we do have a good gap though, even in the stock Cobra. We gotta just really tiptoe it around the corners and just use the monstrous V8 when we finally get to the straights. What few there are. Oh, easy, easy. I know you got light there. Keep it steady. There we go. Nice and smooth through backwards Radion. Zoom, and across the line. Yes. Holy moly, this thing. This is a terrifying beast of a car. Hopefully we get 2 upgrades with... Hopefully we get 2 upgrades. Please let it be 2 upgrades. Good. Okay, we got slightly grippier, boys. Little bit grippier. Little bit grippier, boys. So that'll help us out on some of the tighter, twistier corners. All right. Let's see. We could race on the Nordschleife. We could race a Pacific Challenge. What are we racing here? Lot of high-end Japanese sports cars. We do have enough straights though. We do have enough straights that this thing could... I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. The Cobra doesn't do too well with elevation change, but it is an absolute monster on the straights. We do have a clear start. There we go. Nope, keep it in second. No first gear, no first gear. Holy. Whoa! Okay. Even if you have your steering completely straight, when you land, it's gonna want to absolutely... It is gonna want to really get all kinds of bent out of shape. That is very good to know. Come on. Keep it steady. There we go. Alright, we got an Asimar behind us. I think... Whoa, hey, buddy. You can't just dive down the tiniest gap and shove me wide there. Yeah, I shouldn't have taken that curve. That got me all kinds of loosey-goosey there. That power, though, absolutely gapping the Vanquish. Playing more Angry Birds so was too late earlier. How was that? Where are you up to in the game? Whoa! I gotta bounce. Alright, take care. Take care, Wrench. You have a great night, alright? Oh, this game was good. Yeah, I played a lot of like the OG, the original Angry Birds when I was younger. It was like the first like mobile game I played. It was a lot of fun. But some of the maps are like absolutely cheesy. Holy moly. Alright, we have the Sylvie behind us now. Let's see if we can't hold that one off with our superior acceleration and just parking it on every apex. Holy moly, hi. Yeah, it is still right behind us. Oh gosh. Course cut. They say you cut the course. You have to slow down and give it the time gains. Something I love about the Star Wars 2 is that the game... Ooh, you get to play both the hero and the villain. That is awesome. So you get to play as like Pig Darth Vader or something like that. That is pretty cool. Holy moly. Oh, buddy. It's getting all bent out of shape on the braking zones. Alright, one more lap. We can survive this. We can survive the onslaught of the S15 Sylvia. Oh, you can't play as Vader without using power-ups. So what characters, what villains can you play as then? Holy cow. Oh my word, this thing is absolutely terrifying. Getting us around the corner. Now, the Shelby Cobra, though, it has an absolutely storied racing history. All kinds of SCCA A-class victories. Mainly competing against the Vet. The C2 Vet was the one of the main rivals, at least on the state side of the Shelby Cobra. And let me tell you, it was a fierce rivalry. All kinds of goodies were spent developing both the Cobra and the vet between Shelby and Ford and GM. We can use characters like Maul, Django, Sidious, Boba, Dooku, Zem, Whistle. That was the shapeshifter, right? Yeah. Grievous, Anakin. You can use regular Anakin and Sith Anakin. Holy moly. Alright, that was... that was tough. That was genuinely tough. We got 17 points from that. Okay. So we need to crash a bit less. Anakin has 3 versions in this game. Probably young Anakin, like Pod Racer Anakin. No, you probably have Padawan Anakin, Episode 3 Anakin, Evil Episode 3 Anakin, and then Vader as the 4th one, I'd imagine. If I were to hazard a guess. If I were to hazard a guess, those would be the 4 different versions of Anakin, if you include Vader. If you include Vader. Holy moly, though. Yeah, Pod Racer Anakin. Oh, Pod Racer Anakin. Okay. So I was right the first time. But my mom was like, nah, they wouldn't put young Anakin in there. They probably do like, So you got Pod Racer Anakin, Padawan Anakin from Episode 2, Sith Anakin Episode 3, and Vader from 4 through 6. Holy cow. Alright, let's push. Big push. This thing is fast, though. 4th gear, like, we're passing 160, going 170. Barely slowing down. Oh, okay, it does not have arrow, and it does not have grip. More than 50% of the game is Phantom Menace, so of course, okay. Roy, I think you had mentioned that this game, they didn't really get a whole lot of post-launch support. So it was a lot more of like, basically just purely like Episode 1 within like, then it kind of rushed the rest. This thing is amazing. Oh my word. First game had a lot more balance with the movies. Yeah, because that one was, you know, when the series was a bit more popular, and 2, they had a bit more, they were to do like the post-launch support, so they were able to kind of add a lot more later on, if memory serves me correctly. Also, holy cow, you gotta brake super early for these turns at Speedyapolis in the Cobra. The car just gets... I mean, this will at least allow us to get a couple more upgrades. 4 had Tatooine, the Death Star, 5 had Hoth and Cloud City, nice. 6 is the Endor and Death Star 2. Which, I mean, is kind of like the main locations of those, like, of those movies. like, yeah, you kind of have Yavin 4 in episode 4. Yeah, you kind of, I mean, you do have Dagobah a little bit in episode 5. And then you did have a little bit of Tatooine in the beginning of episode 6. But primarily, those were the planets like you were on in those movies, was Tatooine, Death Star, and then Hoth, and then Cloud City. And it's some bonus sections like the Path of Jedha for Dagobah. Okay, so they did actually include Dagobah. Nice. Very, very nice. HD pack. Nah, this is just running on emulator. There we go, there we go, there we go. Ooh, a little bit spicy. Path of Jedi is how you unlock episode 6 Luke. Oh, in the all black outfit. Yes. The end of character arc, the end of the hero's journey, Luke. Yes. Not gonna lie, that outfit was absolutely super cool. And it kind of gave it like a little bit of like a will he, won't he? Will he fall to the dark side? Will he not? Because even in the beginning, like Luke did use a little bit of like kind of like the force throw, kind of combination of like force throw, force choke on the like one of Jabba's guards in order to get in, but he only did enough to like knock him out. So you're kind of thinking like, ooh, okay. Is he kind of straddling the line a little bit there? But yeah. Oh my gosh, we may actually lap 2 of the cars. We may actually lap 2 of them. Alright, come on, big push now. Big push. 1 more to go. We're getting close. I think it's probably gonna be the Toyota Vitz or the Toyota Yaris, and then maybe the Lancia. The Lancia doesn't seem like it's too fast in a straight line, so it's probably one of them. We might be wrong. The pink Vitz. Taking a piss, I've been standing here for 30 minutes. Why is this deal? Oh, it was the Europe. Okay, it was the Lotus Europe who was last place. And then there is the red Vitz. Gosh, that's so, the bouncing Vitz song. The bouncing Vitz song is stuck in my head. It's been stuck in my head for like the past week now. And I swear I can't get it out. And it's driving me crazy. Guys, help. Chat, help. I've been standing here for 30 minutes. Why is this dealer taking a piss? I've been standing here. I need my things. Why is this dealer? It's so stupid and catchy. And combining with the mimetic, you know, adding it to the bouncy Vitz, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. It's just extra scary. Not extra scary, but like it's extra sticky. It sticks in your head more. Chat, do you think we're ready for the Nords? I think we're ready for Nords. Let's do this. Let's do this. Race at Nords. We are gonna die. We are gonna unalive. This is gonna be pain. This is gonna be pain. Let's do it. Oh boy. Oh, don't spin me. Big cut there. Okay, we can still do okay here. We just gotta be like extra gentle in the car. And not take the piss over Flugplatz. I mean, on the bright side, I don't have to worry about changing gears that much. I don't need to worry about changing the gears. There we go, there's some power. Easy lift. Wow, okay, yep, Flugplatz, even when you're not like on the throttle, gets all kinds of bent out of shape. The bumps at speed, the Cobra can't handle that. Like, I think I'd probably be faster in the small block Cobra here. Because the big block Cobra, it is like, holy moly. No. Get out of the grass. Like, it's mostly stable. It's just when you hit a bump wrong, all of a sudden the car just gets all bent out of shape. So I think there's still something we haven't quite gotten sorted yet in the setup. Because we at least had the power delivery down is a lot more stable. But like, you go to turn ever so slightly and the weight transfer just like it does not like that. Do we need to stiffen it more? Like you try to stabilize it and the weight transfer. It gets real wonky. Okay, easy. Nice and gentle. Hey, welcome Game Over Tapes. I hope you're doing well. Right now we are having a little bit of a pain pecker moment, trying to maneuver a Shelby Cobra around the Nordschleife. And let me tell you, it is not easy. This car is very spicy. Doing really well. Glad to hear it, man. Chilling in Chile. Hey, we have another Chile person here. Oh. Gosh, the weight transfer. Once you get it above 100, like if you have like the slightest twitch, and the car just like it overcorrects the other way. When isn't what's life easy? True. It's easier in like not a Cobra though. That is the Cobra is genuinely, oh my gosh, an absolutely scary vehicle. My Argentinian just came to Chile to do stuff. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool though. I always kind of wanted to visit like a lot of like the South American countries and everything, see what it's like there. But it's one of those I don't know what I don't know what I do. Like I'd have to like look up like a travel guide and see like what all there is to do there and everything. It'd be kind of a cool trip. Like I've never been outside the United States, which granted the United States is absolutely huge and there's a lot to do here. But also like it'd be really cool to, you know, occasionally go out and see what else is out there. I know I want to go to Brazil because I want to see the Stock Car Brazil. I want to see Stock Car Brazil. South America is chill, but also insecure at the same time. Yeah, it's like here in the States as well. Like certain places, you're like, oh wow, this is actually really nice, and then like you go a couple blocks and you're like, oh, this is a little bit sketchy. No, I get that. Welcome, Gabriel. I hope you're doing well. Yes. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see like, you know, the different. I think Argentina also. You guys have your own like touring car series as well, right? Like that uses like the TCR cars. That would be cool to see. Because here in the States, outside of Impreza, we don't really have the TCRs. Impreza is pretty much the main spot to get your TCR racing. Don't forget to bring 3 fake phones to be stolen. That or you just make friends with an off-duty cop. TC 2000, yes! Oh, I'd love to watch that as well. I'm a big fan. I have a soft spot for touring car racing. Unfortunately, outside of essentially NASCAR, kind of, the TCR class in IMSA races when they're racing with the GT4s and Trans Am, we don't really get touring car racing in the States. It's more so sports cars, open wheelers, and then, you know, NASCAR and stuff. So I've always kind of wanted to see more of like the touring car racing. Going to the US is a dream of mine. Colorado. Ooh. Yeah, Colorado's pretty cool, I've heard. You got the Pikes Peak hill climb as well, which is definitely on the bucket list. Not a whole lot else out there in motorsport wise, but Pikes Peak is worth the trip alone. Just seeing all like the purpose-built race cars, absolutely sending it up the mountain. That is a terrifying speed. I just want to point that out. We were in a car that was built in the 60s by basically taking a British chassis and putting the largest engine you could put in it without any regard of driver's safety. And we were doing 190 in it. We were doing 190 in it. Wow. Come on. Don't break traction, please. I'm gonna sleep out. See you in the next stream. Alright, take care, GT. Have a great night. Almost went to Salt Lake City once, but I couldn't do it due to circumstances out of control. Ooh. If you ever do go to Salt Lake City, be sure to check out the Utah Motorsport Campus. They mostly do club racing, but they also have Moto America that races there if you're into motorcycle racing. And the Moto America races there are pretty solid actually. They you get some really good battles and all that stuff. So definitely if you ever go that route, it's you know, I definitely recommend. Definitely recommends. Oh, so holy cow. Alright, I need to do just a simple clean race just to maybe get another upgrade. Because the car is just out of control. Pretty confident I'll be able to go there in a couple years. Sweet. Best of luck, be safe, man. Don't get converted to Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, no, it's the United States is pretty cool. It's big though. Like the United States is absolutely massive. Like I've lived here for about 27 years. The amount of Mormons, yes. Yes, so that's kind of where like the basis of their you know, the religion, you know, kind of got set up and everything. It's like the Amish in Pennsylvania. Like you had a massive population of the Amish in Pennsylvania. You get like different kind of religious sects in the States as well, depending on where you go. Like in a lot of like your East Coast and especially like your northeastern cities, you have a fairly sizable like Jewish population. You head a bit further Midwest and everything, you get a decent chunk of like your Muslim population and all that stuff. West Coast, you get a lot more of like your Asian subcultures and Asian religions, your Eastern religions and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool. Whoa! Really, I wasn't even turning. Yeah, we have like the crazy berry population. That's what having one, a massive country with lots of open space would do, and two, having, you know, a massive amount of historical immigration too into the States as well, is you do get essentially a lot of people coming in and essentially keeping some parts of their culture, but then also for other parts you kind of have them like, you know, assimilating and essentially becoming like their breed of I don't want to say breed, but like their flavor of American, you know. And because they kind of have like those, you know, those swaths, those pockets of people and everything, so they kind of like build up their communities and, you know, some of their guidelines and all that stuff. I want to visit the US because I've always had a curiosity and a fascination with the culture. Whoa! I hate that jump. I hate that jump. But yes, it is really cool, the States. The biggest thing as well is the United States, with the culture, you almost want to look at it almost like state by state, and even like within subsections of the state as well, because like the culture, a lot of the culture in like California would be very different than like the culture and the people and everything of like Florida, and even within Florida, like different parts of Florida are super different. Like the further north you go, the more kind of like typical, you know, American South feeling it gets, whereas the further south you get in Florida, the more almost Caribbean it feels. You know, with Maryland, you have a little bit of like the Appalachia culture in like Western Maryland. You have, you know, kind of like your DC subculture and everything bleeding out into Southern Maryland. You got Baltimore with its own culture, you know, and all that stuff. Up in Northern Maryland, you get a little bit of like, you know, again, a little bit like the Amish, a little bit more kind of rural vibes and everything. It's pretty awesome, but it's also it makes it very difficult. Because when someone you know, you've heard the meme, you know, Americans don't have culture. That is kind of true. We don't have like a big overarching culture. We have a lot of like smaller isolated subcultures in different areas. It's like saying Europe doesn't have a culture, which, yeah, kind of true. But France does have a culture, you know? We don't have a lot of the variety of the rich culture. Yeah! Okay, so you want to kind of ease off. You want to ease off the throttle as you go over a crest. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Come on, straighten up, please. Gosh, the Cobra is so difficult to drive. But it is also a little bit difficult as well because, you know, like different cultures, you know, have different needs, different troubles affecting them and everything and all that stuff. Depending on like location, depending on, you know, what they value more and all that stuff. So on a national level, having, you know, a government that is representative of like all of those different cultures and is able to represent them, their needs fairly and effectively is very difficult. Very tough. Yeah. Glad the mechanic made the tires out of hot glue. Yeah, for real. It's like no grip all the way through. Speaking of hard tracks, I don't know if it's me having butterfingers, but City de Area. City de Area, that one's a tough one. Because it's super narrow. Basically, you want to wait until like the few straights and just overpower your opponent on the straights. And then just, you can take it a bit easier. A bit easier. But yeah, City de Area is a very tough, very challenging rally track in Gran Turismo 4. I quite like it though. Not as much as Costa de Amalfi. That one I like more, the island track. But City de Area is very nice as well. Although the S license test there is very tricky. You are the car itself isn't all that fast. The car itself isn't all that fast and doesn't have a whole lot of grip. So you basically need to just maintain momentum as much as you can. You can cheat a little bit by riding a few of the walls. But it is still very tough. Alright, lift. Yeah, I quite like Costa de Amalfi though, as you don't have nearly as much of like stuff to run into though. Track I really want to see back is El Capitan. Ooh, El Capitan. Yeah, that's definitely up there. I want to see Apricot Hill come back. I honestly think you can get a lot of good racing in the GT3 and GT4 cars at Apricot Hill. They're planning to play vanilla with the Spec 2 mod. Ideally both eventually, but I want to do vanilla first. I want to do vanilla first. The goal is basically at least get vanilla 1 through 4 completed on stream. And then maybe go back through and do like the GT2 A-Spec mod and the GT4 Spec 2 mod. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, Apricot Hill is one of my favorite Gran Turismo tracks. That alongside the Tokyo Route 246. I quite like that one. The Grand Valley Speedway before they changed it to Grand Valley Highway. GT7 needs more tropical. Yes, bring back Tahiti Maze. Bring back Tahiti Maze. Imagine the environment of Tahiti Maze, but like in actual HD graphics. You know, seeing like the hang gliders off of like the mountain and everything. You know, the planes, like the touristy planes, like circling the island and all that stuff. All the people alongside the track, like that would be so cool. You know, seeing people, you know, out surfing on the waves and all that stuff. Ah, yeah, Tahiti Maze. Tahiti Challenge. Tahiti Challenge in Gran Turismo 3 was also really, really good. I like the crazy jumps on the back straight. The jumps on the back straight really made it, like, feel really good. DeLion, welcome! Hope you're well. Right now, we are in, the terrifying Shelby Cobra. This car is, it scares me a bit. It scares me a bit. Alright, that should help a little bit. But yeah, the car is very not stable. Alright, we got a Mustang, we got a TVA Tamara. The Tamara is also a tricky car to drive, but not nearly as bad as the Cobra. Tamara, you can kind of dial it back a little bit by increasing the gear ratio, giving it a bit more rear camber. Is the Ascari track in GT7? No, it was only in GT6. The Ascari track would be a cool one to add as well. Honestly, I kind of would like to see that in like iRacing, because things like the Formula Fords or the Clios or like the Spec Miatas at Ascari would genuinely be really, really good. Whoa! I swear this thing hates jumps. Fun fact, Greece is one of the only countries that celebrate when we join World War II. Really? That's pretty cool. Yeah, here in the States, we don't really celebrate when we join World War II, as that's kind of, well, I mean, unofficially, that's kind of, Pearl Harbor. But we do kind of celebrate a little bit the Victory Day. It's at least kind of like marked on some of the calendars and everything. You don't get off or anything for that day, but like, you know, it is kind of listed as like, you know, a holiday and all that stuff. Just not one that's, you know, you get off for. We kind of have Veterans and Memorial Day for that. Alright, here we go. Sneak it through the parking lot. Snake it through the parking lot. Keep it steady. Here it's a national holiday, and we don't... That's interesting. You celebrate when you get into World War II, but not out of World War II. I wonder why that's the case. I used to... No! Absolutely no. Fight! You have to slow down to 31 miles an hour. You have to slow down to 31 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. Because you tapped the wall, or you tapped the opponent. Ice Arena. No, I did like the Chamonix. How do you pronounce that? It's French. I did like the Chamonix snow circuit, but Ice Arena was pain. Although getting gold in that license test is super easy because you could just ride the wall all the way around. When World War II ended, we're already in. Oh. Yeah, so I guess, you know, less. You know, you didn't want to have that. Yeah, Chamonix? I know the X is supposed to do a wall sound. Chamois? Something like that. It's French. Alright. Go eat a baguette if the French are that angry. Go make a gloomy black and white film of a man smoking a cigarette. Yeah, the French language is just cursed. Oh man. Oh no, I already see what you're trying to do. I wasn't able to save it from what it was trying to do. Car? Can you not, please? Holy cow. The jumps. And almost every track has like a hill where you get like a little bit of, you know, like the car gets light. Oh, that makes it difficult. Why are you still spinning out? I slowed down enough that we wouldn't have gotten airtime. Is there a country that actually likes the French by Japanese people? That is a good question. I don't know, actually. I like how you like in the States you have the weeaboos of like, oh my gosh, Japan is like this super futuristic advanced society. Why can't we be more like Japan? And then they go to Japan and like, oh, they got problems just like everywhere else. And then in Japan you have the people that are like, oh my gosh, France is so pretty, France is so beautiful. You have all this old architecture and everything. And then they go to Paris and they literally get like psychological damage from how like Paris isn't like what it's like in the movies and everything. Like to the point where you have a literal psychological term called Paris syndrome to describe the phenomenon. Like dang, Japan has the Frankaboos. Okay, there we go. You just basically have to make sure you'd have like no... Wait a minute, this ain't Disney. Nope. There are people that actually live and work there. You have the poverty just like everywhere else. You have, you know, people doing stupid stuff. It's noisy, it's a city. Oh man, I hope we're able to get another upgrade. This thing is taking forever to upgrade. It is very difficult to drive. It is so difficult to drive. Salzburg in Austria is supposedly a city stuck in the past without many modern things. You have a racetrack there. You have the Salzburgering. Mainly does a lot more of like your national level racing. But yeah, you have the Salzburgering. Can I have a race? Ooh, convertible race. I'll take it. I will take it. Anything to get me something that's not constantly throwing my car through a jump. Please. This one's fairly flat. There we go. We go on through. We going through. Holy cow, the power. The power of this car though. Alright, let's minimize. Let's minimize the contact with the wall. But like, it'd be kind of cool to visit other countries. I hear a lot about like other countries from like people online and everything, and I'm like, ah, it seems kind of fun. I wanna try that out. You know? Oh my gosh, straight line, please. Straight line. There we go. So one way you can do this is to short shift. And that works. Yeah, if you short shift, actually the car becomes a little bit more stable. And it's got the torque to carry it all the way through. There we go, okay. Yeah, so keeping it below like 6,000 RPMs gives it a lot more stability. If it wants to visit Greece, please reconsider. Why is that? I mean, you said yourself there's a lot of like beautiful like natural sections. You have the cool history as well and all of that. You have Rally Acropolis, which I kind of want to see. It's definitely on a bucket list. Well, it's definitely on like something I really want to do. No. Keep it steady. There we go. You have also the people that would charge you 20 pounds for 2 pieces of, not 20 pounds, 20 euros for 2 pieces of skewered meat. True. But that's why you look at where to go and like where is outside of like the touristy areas, as you're probably less likely to get scammed outside of the touristy areas, right? I'd imagine. I can't imagine like your people would be more likely to scam you in like the touristy areas. McDonald's would never betray me like that. McDonald's Footleggers. Footleggers? Footleggers. Oh gosh, we got more. That is the last thing we need for this car is more power. That is the last thing we need for this car is more power. We have plenty of power. We need more grip. Gosh, can you please stop giving me Pacific Gateway? I got a one-make race set low end steering. I like how I'm the only. All the other ones are the aluminum color. We're like, nah, fam. Alright, let's see if we're able to do better than all the other Shelby Cobras. Welcome Reality Quotient. What's up? We are trying to tame the Cobra. We are failing. A Snake Charmer, we are not. Oh, come on, brakes work. This thing is terrifying going through the corners. The rear end just wants to go. You go over like the slightest crest as well, and the car is like, alright, you were slightly turning left, well now I'm fully turning left. Like here gets dicey. This is cool. Something to watch while I serve a 10-day jail sentence on my summer car. Oh no. What did you do this time? What did you do this time? Who did you run over? Who did you punch in the face? Come on. Yeah. No. Okay, this is a little bit better. I turned a random pedestrian into hood on a— oh no. And carried him around stuck in the van's windshield. Bruh. That is a rip and a half. Poor pedestrian. But also, I mean, the cops are waiting for me when I get home. Understandably so. You quite literally ran someone over. Like, I mean, that is a pretty heinous crime. Oh, no, come on. Out of the grass. The car does not like backwards Radion. Funny thing is the windshield didn't even break, so dude's just sort of phased. Well, that's good, you at least didn't have any bee stings or like any major crashes then. But 10-day jail sentence. That's what? 5 hours? No. That is 10 days. That is, you're looking at 10 hours of that. Holy moly. I was half drunk from something to kill you. The yoke. Yes. Honestly, I think Yoke is a bit of a troll. He's literally like, oh, hey, I know you don't like this. You're brewing it for me, but hey, buddy, drink one. Just in case you try to screw me over. Dude's a lot smarter than he seems, I think. Mistakes are made. Yeah, that's the thing with my summer car, is you get to a point where you're like, okay, things don't necessarily become routine, but you feel like, okay, you kind of got like a grip on things. You're planning out what you're gonna do and all that stuff. And then something just happens and you're like, damn, okay. Joker didn't make you drink until after the last update. Yeah. I guess one, it was to kind of nerf the Kiryu brewing, how profitable that is, and two, to add a little bit of risk to it, and probably three, to make you drink your own like pee if you give him one good one, and then like maybe one filled with water or whatever. So I wonder if you can time it or like plan. Hey! Really, game? We can plan it where the ones you drink are like the water-filled jugs. That way you give all your Kiryu to Yoke. What's really funny is I haven't even started building the set Subaru in this playthrough yet. What do I have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? For breakfast, I don't eat breakfast, unfortunately. As I need to take medication in the morning. And that medication I have to take on an empty stomach, and I can't eat anything for like an hour or so afterwards. For lunch, I had a turkey sandwich with pepper jack cheese, onions, lettuce, and a little bit of mayonnaise on it. Ooh, and then for dinner, I had some stuffed manicotti shells with the ricotta cheese and everything inside. Super good. Can't do that. You have to drink from your stash. You should either sell them the pissoirs to begin with or the goods. Ah! That's so... They should reward players for being creative with that were clever with that. Like, ooh, okay. You know, allow yourself to get a little bit of extra profit off of Yoke without him realizing it. Like being able to kind of like figure out which ones are like the water jugs and which ones are the alcohol. That would be a really cool game design, I think. Alright, we're at Tsukuba. Tsukuba is really flat. Let's see if we can't actually, you know, do okay here. Just keep it below 7,000 RPMs. Wait, Enthusia Professional Racing is a PS2 game. Yes, it is. It was released shortly after Gran Turismo 4. It was Konami's attempt to get into the simcade genre. Honestly, it holds up pretty well today. Like, the handling is genuinely really solid. The career mode of a little bit bare bones is genuinely, like, is still really fun. The car list is really good with some real deep cuts, like the Alfa Romeo SZ. Well, this is one of the few racing games that has that Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it looks like it's no Gran Turismo 4, which is what a lot of people are comparing it to, but like for a PS2 game, like it holds up very well. Like it is quite literally, you know, like it's this very solid game. The AI is usually pretty competent and is, if you give it, you know, if you try to enter a race that's around like your performance level, even a little bit quicker, the AI will give you quite a bit of a challenge. PS2 is the last console I bought. Oh? No more consoles after the PS2. Or did you buy a new a quote-unquote new to you PS2 recently? Or after the PS2, did you go PC gaming? Come on, keep it steady, keep it steady. There we go. This thing absolutely pulls though in the straights. Like the brakes aren't that good and the handling is kind of sketch. But my word, that straight line speed. Absolutely insane. Nah, OG PS2s. I actually have 2 of them. One of the original big bricks, and then you have the slims. Yeah, I have the slim. I have the slim. And oh my gosh, that console. So many good memories of that console. It got me through a lot of my college years and everything as well. Because you didn't have to rely on internet, like, you know, kind of sketchy college Wi-Fi and everything. You had all your game right there. I remember playing things like Star Wars Battlefront 2 with my roommates. And like, you know, racing each other in like Gran Turismo 3 as well. The last console that was actually slim. I mean, the PS3 Slim was on the slimmer side. But yeah, the PS4 Slim is pretty thick. I mean, you need the extra space with the cooling and, you know, the extra graphics and hardware and everything. It's more into RPGs back then. They sort of went out of fashion in console gaming. So stopped gaming for 5 years or so and got back into PC gaming. Yeah, because you have a lot of like the RPGs on the PC, and the ones that are on console usually also ported to PC as well. Like, you know, you have Mass Effect. You know, you have like the Dragon Age games, Baldur's Gate, all that fun stuff. And then you have like your turn-based RPGs, like your older Final Fantasies, your older Paper Marios, your Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger, I played it for the first time on stream, almost a year and a half ago now. And I will say, like, it is a really good game. Like, I know people kind of overhype it a little bit, but like, honestly, like, it is a genuinely enjoyable game. I quite like Chrono Trigger. The characters are memorable. The designs are super cute. The story is genuinely like really nice for an older RPG. I don't quite like how the battles are half real time, half like turn-based, because it feels like you're almost kind of button mashing through the menus. I wish they let you kind of like actually take your time with that. But a PS1 solely because of Final Fantasy 7. I'm not played 7 yet. I played 10. 10 was my first Final Fantasy game. I quite like 10. Like, early on, the story is kind of cheesy, and you get a big sense of, okay, what the hell is going on? But like, once you reach like kind of the midway point, once you reach kind of like the midway point, it's pretty nice. Like, once you get to like Bikanel Island. Final Fantasy X was where I built the Final Fantasy series. Oh, it's a shame though, cause like, yeah, the story, the voice acting is a little bit cringe, but like, the gameplay though is pretty, like, you have a lot of like, the gameplay is genuinely really good though. Like the turn-based strategies and everything. Like, you can actually strategize instead of going, but what is my opponent gonna do? What am I gonna do? Who's going next? You can actually plan it out, and it's really cool. There we go. Ranking's a little bit better. All right, two more levels for the Cobra. 2 more levels for the Cobra. And on the Victoria 3. What's that one? I'm not familiar with that. Right, let's try Nords. Let's try Nords in the Cobra again. Hopefully we're a little bit more stable. Two, one. Whoa. Okay, easy. How is that an off track? The track limits in this game are more strict than Race Room. Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy III in the US is still the best Final Fantasy ever made. I gotta play that then. I've only played 10 and I quite like 10. So I'll have to play some of the older ones maybe. I know after Thousand Year Door, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from RPGs and have Wednesday be like doing some of the challenge playthroughs of games I've already completed on stream. But after I kind of do that a little bit, I may go back to some more of the RPGs. And maybe doing like maybe Final Fantasy VII, and then maybe like Final Fantasy III as well could be kind of cool. Hey yo, I wasn't even turning left! Hey, welcome back, Game Over Tapes. Hope you're doing well. Right now, we're trying not to get, we're back at Nords in the Cobra. Talking about RPGs, when I start AC Valhalla. Yeah, so when they went away from being stealth assassin game and turned it into RPG hack and slash God of War-esque thing. Final Fantasy VII is a real close second. Final Fantasy IX is really good too. 8's kind of weird. Isn't 8 basically like Final Fantasy if it were like Star Wars? I remember one. I forget which one, but one of my coworkers has played like almost all the Final Fantasy games. He's a big RPG enthusiast. And I forget which one, but he said one of them was basically like the story of like the original trilogy of Star Wars games. And maybe that was 12? That may have been 12. I stopped playing Assassin's Creed since Rogue. Gotta go back and play Unity now that I have the console. Yeah, I like the older AEC games, but I think after Black Flag, I kind of lost interest in the series. Final Fantasy 8 was the swan song, and the last installment that went back to the Final Fantasy roots. Everyone since was a bit more high-tech and futuristic. Ah, okay. We had a bit more of like the Magitech and stuff like that. I see, I see. So the older Final Fantasy is a lot more like your kind of traditional fantasy type of thing going on. And then like from 8 onwards, you kind of got a little bit, or from 9 onwards, you kind of had like a mix of like the magic, the fantasy, and like the tech as well. The Machina, as it's called in 10. I see, I see. Interesting. I don't think the Magitech is quite a big turnoff for me. But I'm also a big fan of like the Shadowrun games, where it's basically like D&D meets Cyberpunk. And so I do have a little bit of a soft spot for that stuff. Just because it's kind of cool to see how certain like certain other cultures, certain other fantastical races would handle a modern, a modern or even a futuristic world. The 16 games is the fantasy really final? The fantasy is never final. When I got into PC gaming, I became a Bethesda fanboy. Boy, have they screwed the pooch with a lot. Yeah. Fallout 76, Starfield, even Fallout 4 wasn't all that great from what I've heard. That being said though, New Vegas. Oh, you played the video game version. I was talking about the tabletop RPG Shadowrun. That is really, really fun as well. If you ever can find a group for that, highly recommend you kind of sit down and maybe try to maybe see if you can play a game of that. Because oh my gosh, Shadowrun is very, very fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. They were. It was what, Obsidian that made New Vegas. But even Fallout 3 was pretty good though. I kind of like Fallout 3. I've never played a pen and paper RPG. Ooh. I mean, it's a lot easier to do to get into that nowadays with things like Discord, and things like D&D Beyond and all that stuff that allow you to track your character sheets, in real time, and update it in real time as well. Like I do, gotta have things called friends for that. A little bit, but they're also like looking for gamer posts and all that for like online games. Though with those you gotta kind of watch out sometimes, because sometimes you have very different play styles and all that. But I do a little bit of DMing. My group, we kind of rotate the DMs out a bit. Alright, keep it. No! Oh my gosh. This thing. I love the car, but holy cow, it hates me. The car hates me. Like the slightest undulation in the road just causes the entire thing to like sharply turn left or right. Yeah, this car is not made for Nürburgring. This car is not made for the Nürburgring. So pretty for people waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. Don't worry, they'll still buy Skyrim again on the next generation. Skyrim remastered. Yeah, multiplayer PC games are a lot more like games as a service and all that stuff. The pen and paper, it's a lot better because it's a bit more of like collaborative storytelling combined with like cooperative turn-based combat, which is really, really cool. You know it's bad, right? Skyrim came out when I was in high school, right? I have since been graduated college for about 5 years now, and Skyrim is still the mainline Elder Scrolls game. It occurred to me that pen and paper RPGs could play with Discord. Yeah, it's a lot easier with things with things like with tools like D&D Beyond and like Roll20 and all that stuff, it makes it a lot easier. It used to be a lot more difficult, but especially during the pandemic, they really worked on those tools. No pre-orders. No pre-orders. Only buy the game if it's good. You don't have scarcity. Most of the time it's a digital download anyway. Do not pre-order. Do not give them your money until the game is good. It might feel old. Plus, I'm gonna be... Wait, what? Holy moly. 56. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, man. That's awesome. I'm in my late 20s, so... And even then, I'm like, oh my word. The world has changed so much. I can't keep up with the Skibbity Riz Ohio anymore. the vocabulary of this generation, the modern, the Gen Alpha speak. I don't get it. I am entering my 30-year-old boomer phase. Holy moly. That's pretty cool though. But yeah, no, the pen and paper RPGs, they're a lot of fun. 21 at the moment. Jeez, we got a big age range then. Glad we can all vibe here though. This is pretty cool. Bunch of different countries, bunch of different age ranges, different demographics and everything. We're just vibing over older video games and motorsports and all the other cool stuff that gets talked about while you're trying to get this car to level 10. I'm trying to get every single car to level 10 in this game. And it has been a journey. I've never pre-ordered a game in my life, but Rox is one of the devs I would trust. You know, I said the same thing about CD Projekt Red and about BioWare. And in both times I ended up pre-ordering Cyberpunk 2077, which was a mess at launch, and Mass Effect Andromeda. So, don't pre-order. Don't pre-order, please. Don't do it. I actually have some hopes for you Zoomers and upcoming Gen Alphas. Pretty much giving up on millennials of getting collective heads out of their asses. I mean, I'm kind of borderline between millennial and Zoomer. Like I'm like right on the cusp. I'm like, you know, late 90s baby. So depending on your definition, I'm either one or the other. It's a miracle of the internet. As bad as it is in connecting the yes. Just gotta make sure we use it to not like be horrible to each other, please. Oh, he backed out. I'm solid Gen X, baby. Just built different. Yes, the middle child. The middle child between the boomers and the millennials. You got. I mean, to be fair, the boomers and Gen X had, at least in my opinion, boomers and Gen X had much better music than us millennials did. Like Gen X, like boomers got like, you know, like the rock and the kind of the hair metal of the 80s and everything. Gen X got, you know, a lot of like, you know, the beginning of the punk, the kind of the grunge stuff and everything of the 90s. Okay, why is it turning left? Forgotten generation. It's a lot of people that forget you even exist. Yeah. But honestly, sometimes it's better to kind of be, especially with like the modern day discourse, like the blame game discourse of, oh my gosh, the boomers are like, wow, you guys have 2 paid off houses and a Corvette. Get out already. Get out of the workforce. And then you have the boomers talking about the millennials. Oh, they don't know how to do anything. They want everything done for them and all that. Meanwhile, you have, Gen X that's actually, like, you guys are left alone enough to, like, actually do what you need to get done. Gen X is the smallest generation too. Both the boomers and the millennials are larger. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that happens, because like you think as well with like the advent of like the the internet and like with the rise in global communication and everything, you would get like increasingly smaller and smaller generational gaps as different people are subject to different increasingly rapidly changing cultural what's the word I'm looking for, cultural staples of like the childhood and everything. Thing is, we're like, yeah, exactly, like I'd rather just be able to like go to work, get what I need done, raise a family, all that stuff, not have to worry about, oh, I'm killing Red Lobster or whatever. And I'm sure the boomers probably were like, be able to retire, kind of enjoy, the golden years of their life and everything without, the younger people screaming in their face everywhere they're going as well. Like, oh, we got grip. It's funny because you can split Zoomers into 3 categories. Alright, I'm curious to see what these 3 categories are now. There's more than one person that's regretted poking a bear that is a Gen Xer. For real, one of my coworkers was the guy that likes the RPGs. That I used to work with a couple years back. He was a big he was a kind of like late Gen Xer, kind of like like mid late 30s Gen Xer. It's like early 2000s, mid 2000s, and late 2000s, and all of them are wildly different. Because my younger sister, I don't know though, because I feel like I have a lot in common culturally with my younger sister though. Despite me being born in the 90s and her being born right like late 2000, like right in like the super early 2000s. I feel like I have a lot culturally and like mentality-wise in common with her. Despite us technically, by definition, being from different quote-unquote generations. Our generational motto is, we really don't give up. Let us be. Let me listen to Shirley Crow in peace. Sheryl Crow. Let me listen to Sheryl Crow in peace. Gen Xers. Speedy Apple's ring. Totally not based on any real world ovals ever. Totally doesn't have the same exact length, same exact banking, same exact corner size and everything. Cheryl Crow, you gotta be kidding. I don't know, like that seems to be like one, at least like later Gen Xers seem to like really like for some reason. like for the millennials, right? Like the stereotype for like a lot of like the millennials, it's, you know, either like Green Day or like My Chemical Romance. The hair bands, heavy metal, and outlaw country. Yes, outlaw country. Back before it was truck, boots, beer jeans, truck, jeans, truck, tan legs. Small town, do the honky tonk. It was instead, my depression has caused me to commit multiple felonies and now I'm on the run from the law. I'm going 120 in a Charger and in my seat is my dog. Then you have like some like banjo solo. My wife, my beer, my truck. Hey, with the advent of the Cybertruck, now the truck can leave you too. It's not just your wife that can leave you; it's your truck that can leave you as well in your country song. And with the advent of like, you know, Android, like robotics getting more and more complex. Pretty soon, instead of your wife leaving you and your truck breaking down, it's your truck leaving you and your wife breaking down. Someone needs to coin the term cyber country. I want that. That'd be hilarious. Twisted Sister, yes. My wife, my soil, and my self-driving truck. Suburban country. Don't forget we're the last generation to still knows how to do so without a technology crunch. Yep, the last generation to drink from a garden hose, I believe is the other stereotype. There we go. Finally, the Cobra is level 10. Oh my gosh, that was painful. That was so painful. And that'll teach me how to fix stuff, and I'll be great from that. Yes. No, I did scouts a lot, so I know how to read. You know, like the regular like topographical map and all that stuff. I know how to use the compass. I still know how to tell the time with an analog clock. Ooh, okay, we got two choices. We either have the DTM Astra V8 Coupe or the GT1. Let's pull this up. Let's pull up the random generator. We'll do about two more races with the racing car we pick. If it is a 1, we will pick the Astra. If it is a 2, it'll be the GT1. It is a 1. The Astra it is. Remember when everyone with the telephone was doxers? To be fair, you had a lot less crazies back then too. Nowadays, you anger someone even slightly online, and like you run the risk of like the SWAT busting down your door and everything. It's kind of crazy. Alright, we want a little bit more oversteer on this one. A little bit more acceleration. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, our DTM car. The yellow pages. Yes. I remember we had a couple of those. Oh my word. That's why if for those of you outside of the States. You see, the problem with the people today is they forgot that the real life and the internet are two different things. Nowadays, the internet is more real than real life sometimes, though. Everyone's gotta wear a mask because everything's filmed 24/7. So then on the internet, they let their demons run. You don't have the anonymity to be stupid anymore. Somebody act out in public like this, so anonymous. Yeah. It's basically you get two extremes. You get the people that are too terrified to like break the mold or rock the boat or whatever. That literally you could hand them the wrong order as a waiter and they'd be like, oh, okay, I guess this is what I'm eating now. And then you have other people that are like, let's throw milk on the floor for fun. Like, there is no in between. Oh, this is a close battle. Whoa, that is a send. Mother of... Oi! 5-second penalty to Ocon. Do not turn me. Oh, this is crazy because in my country, people are educated more in the real life. Yeah, it's definitely varies by culture as well. In the States, people I think have kind of gone a little bit crazy. I don't want to delve too much into like that side of things, but yeah, people be the craziness. Yeah. Speaking of which, I wanna set up I gotta plan what I want to garden for next year. I gotta plan what I want to do for that. Also, I wanna after playing so much My Summer Car, I kind of want to actually try like brewing like mead or like kiwi or something like that. I want to learn how to do that. I think it'd be really cool to try to figure out how to do it and like brew my own stuff. I think that'd be really fun. With the offensive jokes, the insults, and other stuff. Yeah, it's interesting, like, what's considered, like, okay and what's considered, like, a big no-no for each culture as well. The cultural, like, taboo and everything. Gardens of Furlough is out of, like, the mulch pile, too, and everything went in the mulch pile. Oh gosh, even, like, the dog. Well, the fun fact, though, you don't want to use, fecal matter from carnivores, as it tends to be a bit on the acidic side and doesn't really have a whole lot of nutrients, so you can actually harm your plants by using carnivore fecal droppings. That's why sometimes if you don't pick up like the dog doo-doo in certain parts of your yard, you end up with like the dead spot there because the acidity of the poop. I'm sure this is the right place to ask, but wouldn't I be in a podcast making it tomorrow? Probably not right now. I've already done one kind of podcast episode on a different podcast. The racing VTuber rundown. I think is what the podcast is called, with Kaito Nasa, another racing VTuber, and Kohai, another racing VTuber. But yeah, That was fun, but it's not quite like my main cup of tea. That was interesting. We talked more so about like a lot more like the sim racing. So Kaito, Kohai, and I, all of us are in the same sim racing league, and we're kind of talking about like at the time we're talking about the calendar and everything, the series calendar. We currently are entering race 5 of 6 next weekend. I won't be streaming it because I don't like streaming like the full sims. Because I don't like getting distracted by chat while in close battles, because I don't want to run the risk of plowing in the back of someone while I'm distracted. Because those are other real life people that I'm racing against, and I don't want to ruin their race. I want to give them good hard battles. I want to beat them. But I don't want to, you know, whatchamacallit. I know it's 12 in the morning. Don't worry. That's fine. I'm doing one more race after this, and I'll probably end this stream. I want a little bit of a palate cleanse from the Cobra. I want a little bit of a palate cleanse from the Cobra. Nine days left. Oh, for the jail sentence, yes. I guess one thing you could do is keep like jumping up and down. If you keep jumping up and down, that may increase your fatigue more, and that may allow you to sleep off more of your yeah. Voice can focus, just let you know, so you can feel free to join anytime. Maybe I'll have to check out maybe I'll check out like the podcast first to see what it's like on there, and then I may. Oh, we're not gonna be able to beat them. They're faster than us on the straights. The Super GT cars are a little bit quicker than the DTM cars. They produce just a little bit more downforce than us, and they have a little bit more power. But we're putting up a good fight though. Maybe one more lap. Maybe one more lap. Following the Vegas question, never make the run. I've never, believe it or not, I've never actually played New Vegas. More so I've played it at my cousin's house, and I quite enjoyed it there, but like I've never actually played it from like start to finish. But what I did play was like really fun. Especially the one the bandage guy. The bandage guy. I did a lot of like his quests when I was playing New Vegas at my cousin's house. New NFL curse drops? Uh-oh. What's the curse? I'm scared. What is the curse? Whoever plays the Lions, win or lose, loses their next game. Interesting. The run is going from Doc's house at the very start of the game straight through Freeside through the endgame Deathclaw area. Oh, that sounds fun. And also terrifying. No. I know we moved it on braking. Yeah, Mr. Midnight is Murmurkin. Welcome, Hawks. You joined right as we were about to, we're starting our last race. This game is called Enthusia Professional Racing. And this is a racing game developed for the PlayStation 2, and only for the PlayStation 2, by Konami. To compete with the likes of Gran Turismo and Forza. Unfortunately, it didn't sell too well. But it was really... It is still a really good game. I quite like it a lot. You get some really good battles with the AI. Like we're having here. The last of the late breakers. The Super has got the inside. He slides out wide. Through goes Umbras into second place. Got the Super again looking for another gap through the Dunlop Bridge. Played for hours in silence before knowing there's a radio in game. Oh, come on, the radio is like some of the best parts of the Fallout games, though. Gotta avoid the Death Claws, the Rad Scorpions, the Lunatics. Holy cow. So it's partially down to luck then. Jeez. Oh, a little bit on this here. Yeah, the ball with the 4 wheels, that is the center of gravity. And as the wheels light up white, that's how much, that is your limited grip. And when they turn red, that means you've exceeded the grip limit on that tire. No luck involved. Either you have it or okay. I didn't know if there was like random spawns or anything like that. That like changed where they were. Ooh. Car gets a little bit loose out of the slow speed corners. Also, yes, the Supra in front of us is the Exxon branded Supra, the Super GT ExoFlow Supra. Oh, he's got a run on us. Dive down the inside. We got a 3-way fight for second place right now going on. Run, don't look back, and Billy get the mountains. Makes sense, because you probably have less enemy spawns on the mountain section and a lot more cover as well. It's really cool. I don't think I've seen any racing games do that. Not directly, no. You have some mods for like Assetto Corsa and everything. But, yeah. This is the only game to do it vanilla, I believe. Like, the physics hold up quite well to this day, like even more than Gran Turismo. Oh, we're losing second. Come on. Gotta push, gotta push. Also, it's one of the few PS2 games that actually allows you to use clutch. Which is what I'm doing with controller. I'm using clutch and manual gears with a controller. And let me tell you, it is, it gets a little bit spicy in some cars. Come on, get back on the CLK. Oh yeah, no, I'm not on wheel here. I'd be too far away from the camera and too far away to see chat. Plus, wheel support for the PS2 games nowadays isn't all that great. So, I need to like get something like super old and find a way to connect it to PC. Oh, we got the NSX behind us. Siphon filter. Ooh. I've heard about that one. I don't know too much about it. But that sounds really cool. Now what is siphon filter? I don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard it talked about it like, you know, as like game recommendations before. But what actually is it? Oh, that NSX is just really bullying us. Oh, he's sliding out wide. We were a little bit cheeky there. It's not a first-person game, is it? Because if it is, I'm not sure how well I'll be able to do that on stream. I usually take my time a lot more with first-person games, as I get a little bit motion sick. The shooter is sort in the vein of Metal Gear Solid. Okay, so kind of almost like a stealth shooter. It's third person? Okay. I may be able to do that. Cause like even like when I played Fallout New Vegas at like my cousin's house, it was like a lot more like slower, more tactical kind of gameplay as opposed to like the run and gun as some people do. Which for some people may find that a bit more boring. But yeah. This one version is straight single player. Interesting. Might be worth playing. I know I do want to play some of the Metal Gear games eventually. So that would be really, really cool to do. Oh my gosh. We keep getting attacked, so it's hard to attack the car in front of us. Because every time we go to attack, we're offline, we get slowed down a little bit, and we end up slowing down the other Mercedes. And then we get right back into the fight with the other two cars behind us. Side by side into the hairpin. The fact that we're getting Metal Gear Delta and Xbox is crazy. I know one Metal Gear game I really want to play is the spin-off Rising Revengeance. That one I want to play because awesome sword, and I've listened to the soundtrack already for that game. And holy cow, the soundtrack is so good in Rising Revengeance. Red sun over paradise. Yeah, I need to. The hardest thing is getting them running on like emulator. Like I know I can find the disc without too much issue. The biggest thing is getting it running on emulator, especially, I believe 3 uses the pressure-sensitive buttons to determine whether you snap someone's neck or you subdue them. So I gotta find a way to emulate pressure-sensitive buttons for PS2 emulator. Because the capture cards for PS2s are genuinely very poor quality. You youngins don't understand. When the PS1 came out, we were all blown away by the 3D graphics. It's incredibly realistic for the day. I mean, to be fair, I grew up with the PS2. Like, so the jump from the PS2 to the PS3 was also, like, you know, a very significant jump as well. Like, you go from GTA San Andreas to GTA 4 and GTA 5, and holy moly, the difference there. Like, I think the PS2 to the PS3 era was probably like the last of the like the last console jumps. What the first PS1 game we played was Pepsi Man. Okay, to be fair, Pepsi Man is actually kind of fun. I have played that one before. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, it's 12:30 already. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna need to save and head to bed soon. I gotta get up early for work tomorrow morning. I need to get a lot done tomorrow, work-wise, so I'm gonna be ending the stream here. Thank you all so much for watching, I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I'm Umbras, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is for you, may it be a great time. And I will see you all in the next stream. Bye bye!